Hello, my dear students. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to start a new topic, that is inverse function. Inverse function. What is inverse function? Before that, you studied about the function. In function, we were taking one set x and other set we can take y. When we were defining function from x to y, that mean this is function we can write f of x are y is equal to f of x, function f of x. That time, this all the elements of the first set we were saying the domain elements, and all the elements of the second set we said all those elements range elements. Okay, now I will explain what is inverse function. What is inverse function? The inverse function of a function f of x is the function that undoes what f of x has done. Okay, what f of x has done. It means we are defining function from x to y. If we will define function from y to x, that will be the inverse function of f of x. From y to x, that will be the inverse function of f of x, mean f inverse of x. F inverse of x or f inverse we can represent. Here, one thing you can check in f of x, this f of x in function, first set is the domain and second set elements will be the range elements. But in f inverse of x, as it is started from y, going from y to x, then in f inverse of x, domain will be the elements of set y and range will be the elements of set x. It means in function and inverse function, domain and range will exchange each other. Okay, how? Domain of f of x will be same as range of f inverse of x. Okay, domain of the function will be same as range of inverse function, or range of f of x will be same as domain of f inverse of x. Okay, now we are going to start exercise. Exercise is 6.1, sorry, 1.6. Exercise 1.6, question number 1. In question number 1, function is given f of x is equal to x plus 5 all square minus 7. This is the function given for x greater than or equal to minus 5. Find an expression for f inverse of x. We have to find the inverse function of this function. Okay, and one more thing you can keep in your mind, inverse function we can find if function is having mapping 1 1. Okay, 1 to 1 mapping will be there, then we can find the inverse function. Other function not having the inverse function. Okay, here is, as in function we were writing y is equal to f of x. You are familiar with this, y is equal to f of x. When we will shift function from one to other side, it will gives us the inverse function. F we are shifting this side with y, that will be f inverse of y is equal to, here will be only x, f we are shifting other side. These two things you should know. Now in inverse function, we will do three processes, then you can get the inverse function. First one is, in the first step, what you will do, you will replace f of x with y. Okay, at the place of x you should write y. In the second step, make x subject, make x subject. Then in the third step, at the place of x you have to substitute this value. This here we have done this one, x is equal to f inverse of y. Then replace x with f inverse of y. Okay, then there will be the inverse function. As given function will be in x, then one more step you can do, you can replace y with x on both sides. Okay, on both sides you can replace y with x. These four steps should be in your mind. You can do easily the inverse function. Here now we are doing first step. I asked you, that is at the place of f of x we are substituting y, x plus 5 whole square and minus 7 as it is. Okay, then in the second step, make x subject. Subject mean x should be the separate. This x plus 5 whole square as it is, minus 7 other side will be y plus 7, minus 7 other side is plus 7. It means x plus 5 will be equal to, here for simplification, this how we can cancel this square by taking square root. This side and this side, both side we are taking square root. Okay, then x plus 5 square cancel with square root, x plus 5 will be equal to square root of y plus 7. Just I change the sides. Okay, thing is same as in the upper step. X plus 5 is equal to square root of y plus 7. Now we will make x separate. This is square root of y plus 7 as it is, and 5 other side is minus 5. This second step we have done, this one, x is the subject. Now in third step, at the place of x we have to write f inverse of y. X is f inverse of y, that will be equal to square root of y plus 7 minus 5. Now in the last step, this in the fourth step, what I asked you, that replace y with x. Okay, on both sides we are replacing y with x. At the place of y here we will write x, and at the other side also at the place of y we will write x plus 7 as it is, and this minus 5 as it is. This is the inverse function of the given function. This is the answer. I hope all you understood well. These four steps should be in your mind. Okay, now we are going to do the second question, question number 2. Question number 2 is, f of x is equal to 6 divided by x plus 2. For x greater than or equal to 0, find an expression for the inverse of f inverse of x. Now, in the first step, what I asked you, replace f of x with y. Here will be at the place of x, we will write y. 6 divided by x plus 2 as it is. Then in the second step, we will make x subject. Do cross multiplication here. X plus 2, this side will multiply with y, and y we have to shift other side, it will divide on x. Then x will be equal to 6 divided by y as it is, plus 2 other side will be minus 2. This is here, x is the subject. You can see x is separate now. Now in the third step, what is here? In the third step, you can see x is f inverse of y. At the place of x, we will write f inverse of y. Other side as it is, 6 divided by y minus 2. Then last step is we will replace y with x. F inverse of, at the place of y, we are writing x. Here also 6 divided by, at the place of y, we will write x minus 2. Then answer here is f inverse function of the given function is 6 divided by x minus 2. Okay, you can write like this, or you can check the answer. If he's taking the LCM, you can do the LCM. That will be 6 minus 2x whole divided by x. Okay, any answer you can write, both will be acceptable. Then question number 3 is f of x is equal to 2x minus 3 all square plus 1. 2x minus 3 whole square plus 1. Then in first step, we will replace y with x, f of x with y. Then 2x minus 3 whole square plus 1 as it is. Then that plus 1, this side we can shift, it will be y minus 1 is equal to 2x minus 3 whole square. Now to cancel square, we will take square root on both sides, this side and this side, both sides. Square cancel with square root, 2x minus 3 we can write as it is, and square root of y minus 1 as it is. Then 2x as it is, square root of y minus 1 as it is, minus 3 you can shift other side, it will be plus 3. That is outside the square root, okay? Don't keep this 3 inside the square root. Then x will be equal to, here is square root of y minus 1 plus 3. As 2 is multiplying with x. Other side we have to divide this 2. Now x is the subject. Mean the second step we completed here. In the third step, x is, f inverse of y. Other side we will make no change. That is y minus 1 plus 3 divided by 2. Then in the last step, we will replace y with x. F inverse of x is square root of y with x. Here will be x minus 1 plus 3 divided by 2. This is question number 3. Now, question number 4. Question 4 is f of x equal to 8 minus square root of 3. F of x equal to 8 minus square root of x minus 3. For x is greater than or equal to 3. Find an expression for f inverse of x. Okay, one thing here, that all the domain values given here, as with this is x greater than or equal to 3 is given, and in the other question also some domains given. Y is giving us, look, if x will be less than 3, here x less than 3 inside the square root, then inside the square root will come the negative number, and inside the square root negative number will be the imaginary number, not a real number. Here we are doing this for real numbers, not for imaginary numbers. Understood? Due to that, okay, you can check on your calculator. If any negative number you will write in your calculator, any negative number, okay, then you will get maths error. Understood? Because this will work, not work for the real numbers. Now we are finding the inverse function. In inverse function, the first step we will do, that is we will replace y with f of x. This f of x we are replacing with y, 8 minus square root of x minus 3 as it is. Now we will make x subject. For x subject, the square root terms containing square root we are shifting other side. This side is minus times square root of x minus 3. Other side will be plus square root of x minus 3. 8 as it is. This y we have to shift other side. It will be minus y. Now this square root we need to cancel. Then we will take square on both sides. Then square cancel with square root. Here is x minus 3 and this side is 8 minus y whole square. Then x as it is. Here 8 minus y whole square as it is. This minus 3 other side will be plus 3. Now x is the subject. You know, next step we will do, we will replace x with f inverse of y. Then 8 minus y whole square plus 3. Then in the last step, we will replace y with x. On both sides, we are replacing y with x. All other things will be same. Only we are replacing y with x. This is the f inverse of x, or f inverse. Only f inverse also we can write. Okay.